In this video, we'll create the REST API part for the weapon detection system and we'll be using Postman to test it. Let's get started. At first, we need to create a serializer that will convert request body to the upload alert model. Within alert upload REST, create serializers.py file. Here we need to add required imports, REST framework serializer and our created upload alert model. Then we need to define a class that will do the serialization. Within class meta, we need to define the model that we want to use. In our case, it is upload alert. And fields that we will take from the request. Save the file. Now we need to define our API URL. Create a file named urls.py. Add imports. Here we are importing views and Django path. Define an array called URL patterns, and within it we need to add a path. Here we have defined a path called images. Save the file. For this URL to work, we need to add it to our main URLs file. Open urls.py and type the following. Here we are defining the path a bit differently. Before the images path, we add API. In this way, we will be able to distinguish which URLs are for API. Also, let's not forget to add required import. Save the file. Now let's go to the settings.py file. Within installed apps array, add those two. Here we are registering alert upload REST and REST frameworks apps within the Django. Then scroll down and add media root. We will use this media root to store uploaded detection images while developing the app. Save the file. Now we need to define within the alert upload REST views.py file our view for the API endpoint. Add imports. After that, define post alert function. At the top, we are defining that this function will require post request. Here we are passing the request data to the upload alert serializer and assigning the result to the serializer variable. Then we check if the data is valid. If it is, we save it. If it is not, we provide a JSON response with an error and 400 status code. At the end, if the data was saved, we return a response with 200 response code. Save the file. Now, to make a request, we will need to download and install Postman. Postman is free and easy to use API request platform. Google Postman and press on a download Postman link. Here I am selecting Mac with the Intel chip. You should select the version that fits your operating system. Once downloaded, click on the install file and follow instructions for installation. After you install the Postman, open it and you should see a similar screen. Also, I have a photo on my desktop that I will use as an example photo for our API request. Press on a plus to add a new tab. Here select post as we will do a post request. For the request URL, we need to add the same one as we have defined earlier. We have defined a path images, also we have added API before it. The final URL for our API is this. Here is the API part, here is the images part. Now select body and form data. Here we want to send image, user ID, location and alert receiver. As we have defined in our serializers and upload alert model. We do not need to provide date created and primary key as Django will add those for us. For the image field, select file type. Now I can add an image to this field. For the user ID, I need to use an existing user ID. To get it, make sure that server is running and log in to the admin panel. Press on the tokens table and I will select key for the admin user. Copy and paste it within the user ID field within the Postman request. For the location and alert receiver fields, I will provide testing data. Once you provide all the required fields and the server is running, press send. If everything is alright, you should get 200 OK response code and an empty body. Now you will be able to see the uploaded image within the static images folder. Go back to the Django administrator page and open Upload Alerts table. Within it, we can see an alert object with all the data that we have provided within the request. If you will try to open the image here, you will get page not found. It is because the file is located within the static images folder. You can view the image in browser by changing the URL accordingly. Also, as you can see, the file name is different from the original name. Within the detection models, we have defined scramble uploaded file name function that changed the file name. We are doing it so that when an alert is sent, it would have an unique URL. Let's log out of the Django admin page and go to the weapon detection page. Here we can see that even though we have sent an alert from the admin user, we cannot see it within the page. To add alerts to the page, we need to add a few more things. At first, open detection urls.py file and add the following path. Here we define a path for the alert page. We'll use images primary key in the URL. Save the file. Then create a new file called filters.py. Add the required imports and define a class called detection filter. We'll use this filter class to filter alerts within our weapon detection homepage. Within it, we will define start date, end date, location, and alert receiver. Then, within the class meta, we need to define which model these filters will use. In our case, it is upload alert. After that, fields, here we are defining all. And finally, which fields to exclude. Here we are excluding customer, user ID, image, and UUID. I am not 100% sure regarding the customer field, but I think I had some problems with it and that is why it is added. Save the file. Now we need to add a view. Open views.py file and add these imports. We are importing the filter that we just created and upload alert model. Then, at the end of the file, define alert function. Within it, we will create a query for the alert that we want to display. We will use this query to get the alert. After that, we will provide the data to render the function as a context. Save the file. Here how we get the images that we want to get primary key. We get it from the provided URL. In our case, the primary key is images file name. At the end, we render it with the context. Now open alert.html and within the image tag source, change the link to the following. Also add to the empty href home URL tag. Save the change. Now, if we will type the alert page's URL, alert page should be opened. We also need to remove the file ending. Press enter. We can see that the alert page is opened with all data that was within the alert. Now let's add this information to the home page. We can close open files. Within detection, we need to create a folder called template tags. Copy the init.py file to the template tags folder. And let's add a new file called event-tags.py. Within it, we will define a function that we will use to separate image's extension from the image's name. Add import. Then we need to register this tag within Django. We will use nameSplit. Here we will return value turned into a list. Save changes. Now, within detection views.py, we need to edit the home function. Here we will get logged in users token. We will use this token to create a query. We will use this query to get all alerts that were sent by this user. Here we are adding the received data to the context. And finally, we need to pass this context to the render method. Save changes. There is one more installed app that we need to add within settings.py. We need to add Django extensions. It is needed to make our custom tags work properly. Save the file. Now we need to go to the dashboard.html and add event tags. It is the one that we have created earlier. Here we'll be using the split tag. If we search it within the file, we do not have it yet. Let's use it. Scroll down until you will see table tags. Within these tags, below the dir tag, we need to add the following. Here we are using 4 tags to loop through uploaded alerts. Each alert will have its own row within the table with alerts data. Here we are loading the image from the static images folder. Then we load the alert's location, alert receiver, and date when it was created. Here we are using the split tag that we have created. We are splitting the image's name from its extension and putting it into the button's href tag. Save changes. Let's see how it works. Refresh the page. Here we can see that the alert is displayed within the alerts data. When we press the View button, alert page is opened. Let's send another alert. I will change the location field and click Send. We got 200 OK status code. Let's refresh the homepage. New alert is added. Now we can use the location filter. If I provide test and click search, both alerts are visible. It is because it shows everything that contains test within location. If I change to test2 and click search, only test2 location alert is shown. There is also a possibility to search by date. If I will search for older alerts, nothing will be shown. Let's send one more alert with different alert receiver. Now I can filter this alert with alert receiver filter. In the next video, we will connect the client-side application with the server-side application. See you in the next video.